how high Sherborne Castle, you know, all the things on my map are marked above sea level, so when I'm flying around the country I need to know how high above sea level I am. When I come into land I need to know how high above the ground I am, and they will tell me a new setting. So I believe that the...
Overhead 3,300, 1018, November 81, Mike Tom.
I believe... Get off the fucking radio. I believe that the pressure setting he's about to give me is 1025 or 1026.
Okay.
Because it's a high pressure day, but we'll find that out in a minute. There's a transponder here. If we're just a lump of metal flying around, the radar hits us and bounce back and they can see a little lump of metal down in Bournemouth.
Right.
If we've got a transponder switched on and it's not on standby, they not only see a little dot, but they also see the number 7,000 coming back at them, and that says I'm a little aeroplane and I'm visual flight rules and I'm not talking to you and you can't reach me.
All right.
Later on I'll set it to 7004, which says I'm a little aeroplane, I'm doing aerobatics, so you can't rely even on what height I'm at the moment.
Okay.
And if I was to fly to them and want to go through their space, they'd say set transponder 1234. And I'd set 1234 and they'd see 1234 coming back at them and they'd say, right, positively identified, I know who you are, you're allowed in now.
All right, cool.
So you don't have to have one of those, it helps. But it's on standby at the moment. We are warm enough to get ready for taxiing, the canopy's closed, the time off chocks will be noted when we go flying. We'll put taxi and landing light on, we'll put that on and we'll put the strobe on. Right, we're ready to taxi.
Wow.
Now then, your feet. Oh, you're littly, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're comfortable, can you put your heels on the ground and your toes on the top there?
Yeah.
So that you can feel that. That's how we actually steer it on the ground, and you might be able to. But I think it's not going to be a problem. But if you actually lift your heels off the ground... No, sorry, by moving... Watch my foot. Do that. Go up. No, go... Go on tippy-toe, but at the top of the pedal. There's a spring loaded.
Oh, right, okay.
That's the brake. I don't want you to touching that brake anyway.
No.
So basically, if you keep your feet, you can keep your heels on the your heels on the ground, and you can just rest your feet on it.
That's okay.
Just don't do any pressure until I tell you. But in a minute, I'll give you a chance to steer it.
You're not going to tell me what to do with pressure.
No, I mean,
yeah.
I just mean steer it. I just don't push them.
No, I'm not.
In a minute, you can push them to steer it.
No.
But, no. Okay. All right. So I've got to call him and tell him what we're up to.
Yeah. Fine.
Compton radio, Golf, Romeo, above the new hangar, radio check, taxi for a local with 2 POB.
Yeah, 26 for the right hand, the QNH 1025.
26, right hand, 1025, Golf, Romeo.
So it's telling me which runway to use. I knew that. Which direction to turn in the circuit. Basically, everywhere we turn is right, 26 right, and he's confirmed that pressure setting. So we're now ready to go. So I put all the brakes on, take that brake off, pull that back, give it a bit of welly, and it starts moving. And then I turn hard left, and that proves, because that's turning and that's changing, that proves that that bit works.
Right.
And then I go hard right, and that changes and that changes, and so I know that that works. And then we'll straighten up a bit. We'll roll forwards a bit, and I'm going to put the brakes on. So I know the brakes work. And if you were a pilot, I'd ask you to do the same things, but you're not, so I won't. I would like to know where that one's going.
Yeah.
Like it's going in for fuel.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's the local base one. He should really have been in that side, but I'm happy for him to go ahead. So, there are 3 levels of radio.
Traffic, Chip 1 November Kilo, ready for departure with flat.
There are 3 levels of radio control at airfields.
Right.
There's places like Bournemouth and Cardiff and Exeter and Heathrow and Gatwick.
Right.
Where you have to get on the radio and say permission to start and permission to taxi, and they tell you exactly where to go, and then you say, then they give you cleared to take off and cleared to land. Basically, you're under full air traffic control.
Right. I get that.
Then there's a middle one where you can't do anything. You can start yourself, but you have to ask for permission to taxi, and they'll let you taxi up until... And so they're in control of you about taxiing, and then telling you where to taxi and when to stop.
Right.
But beyond the actual aerodrome threshold, you're doing what you like. And then there's the bottom sort of level, which is air to ground, which is here. Which is, don't even necessarily need a radio, and they can't tell me to do anything.
Right.
They told me that we're using runway 26. If I said, I don't want to use runway 26, I want to use runway 08, they would say something like, well, you're mad, because the wind's blowing down here at the moment.
Right.
But basically, they're not telling, and they're not even allowed to tell you the weather.
Oh, right.
So if you were wanting to fly to Compton Abbas, and you were flying into Compton Abbas, and you called them up from a distance and said, I'm coming in, what sort of weather have you got?
Yeah.
He would say, because it's recorded, he would say, unofficially, it's lovely.
Right. Okay.
But he couldn't say, we got cloud at 4,000 feet or anything like that. He could just say, unofficially, it's lovely. I reckon the cloud's about 4,000 feet. He can't say, the cloud's this.
Cloud's that, okay.
And he can tell you what he thinks the weather is. At air-to-ground ones, sometimes they can't even see where you are. Sometimes they're just doing it while they're working on their own aeroplanes in the hangar.
Oh,
it's just an advice system. They can tell you, oh, we've got to wave. Obligatory.
Okay.
Then what happens is you get home and you find that they've taken a picture of it and it's on Facebook.
I don't do Facebook.
All right.
I can't. I find some of it ridiculous. What people
Some of it is, but some of it's very, very useful. Right. We've taxied out here. There's our runway. We're well clear of our runway.
Okay.
There's the windsock telling me which direction the wind's in.
Going. Yeah.
And the next bit of checking before we go flying has to happen pointing into wind, and there's another windsock down there, and it's been so windy recently that it's a bit smashed up. So we get pointing nicely into the wind.
Okay.
We apply the brake, and we set it back to tick over, and we refer to the checklist. During taxi, done all that. Brakes, instruments, rudder left and right. Parking brake is on. Fuel, now we go to both. We know that that left works on its own, right works on its own, and now we check both. The engine hasn't got terribly excited in the meantime. Mixture is now fully rich. Throttle. I'll hold this up here because I'm about to ask it for lots of throttle, and in case the brakes, it might find another way of trying to kill me. I know what, let the brakes fail, and when he opens the throttle, let's crash into somebody else.
Oh, lovely.
So no, it's trying all the time, and you
have to be aware of it.
Yeah, so if I hold this up here and then open the throttle, actually I'll pull that back to help. I open the throttle, then it doesn't creep forwards, but if it does creep forwards and I'm reading this, then at least I'll notice it at the corner of my eye. And then what I'm doing is I'm checking I can change gear if I need to by doing that.
Right.
And I don't need to do that more than once.
Right.
And now I do that even more, and I check that at the moment all 8 spark plugs are working. Now I switch off 4 of them and it gets a weeny bit slower, and I switch them back on again. Now I switch off the other 4 and it gets the same weeny bit slower. And I'll still check that this is delivering hot air when I need to, because it gets a weeny bit slower, and it really is hardly noticeable. And I make sure that the oil and things didn't get carried away, and then I pull all of that back, and now I make sure that if I ask it to tick over, it'll tick over without stopping. Good. So that's the run-up checks.
Okay.
Now we get ready for flying, which is trims. That is set and that is set. Flap, we'll have 10 degrees of flap. And
I know about flaps.
Do you? Jolly good.
That's the only thing I do know.
Fully rich. I'll ask you what you know about flaps in a minute. Fully fine. Friction lever. Engine heat knob is in. Mags are on both. Fuel. Quite clearly on both. And there's enough. The alternator is on, and it's all working. P's and P's. That's still happy, and that's still happy, and that's still happy. The lights. We'll have those lights on. Pitot heat not required. We'll have another check that the compass and the DI are okay. Right. Slightly closer to 30. Now we'll set that on so that Bournemouth can actually see us. Now we will check again. We can can go all the way around. And we're ready to go flying. I'll take the brakes off. I'll give a pre-takeoff. I'll tell them I'm about to go.
Golf Romeo, Romeo, lining up 26.
If there's a problem with the engine during the takeoff, I will close the throttle.
Right.
And put it back on the runway.
Okay.
If it's too late to do that, there's somebody coming in on final. If it's too late to do that, I'll land it on a field within a 30-degree arc. Actually, I'll land it on a field over to the right-hand side. During that, if that has to happen, then please protect your face. And if you've got the capacity, get rid of that. I should have looked first before I said lining up 26, because I wasn't lining up 26 because there was somebody on final. There's nobody else on final.
Okay.
Wait to make sure he's got clear of the runway.
Golf Romeo, Romeo is now lining up 26.
Right. There's nobody there now, so it doesn't matter. Are you happy to come flying with me? Boost pump on.
Real.
.800 meters of runway. Correct runway. Full throttle. There's full throttle. The engine's still happy. The speedo isn't working yet. 200 meters have gone. Speedo is working. 400 meters coming up. The nose wheel's already off. Oh, all the wheels are off. I didn't do anything, it just flew off. We climb out at 80. That's where I want to go when the engine stops.
Right.
So we might as well be pointing for it, because it's still trying. This is its best opportunity.
Okay.
We climb out at 80. We took off when it said 800. We're now saying 300.
Okay.
So I'm going to get rid of the flaps. They're there. And in case one of them is broken, I want to be sure that I'm dead level, and I want to brace myself and get rid of the flaps. And she's good. There's a house, there's some houses down there who object, so we have to keep away from them. But actually she's making a lot of noise at the moment anyway, so we'll make her make a bit less noise.
Okay.
And then we'll wait until we've gone past them. Because we're still in the circuit, so we have to turn right. So we'll gently turn right.
It's brilliant, isn't it, looking at over here?
It is lovely. I always forget. I do this so often, I always forget that this is really great for you. And it's really great for me, but I get a bit blasé about it.
Oh, you would do. You do it all the time.
There's the airfield, there's the boost pump off. So we're now 1,000 feet above the airfield.
Right.
Probably about 1,500 feet above the ground.
Okay.
So we're now higher than everybody else in the circuit. So it's okay now if I turn in a bit, because we're going out towards Sherborne. We're climbing at 80.
Oh, this is so exciting.
We'll keep the climb going. So there's the airfield, and I would get there now. If the engine stopped, I could get back there.
Okay.
When you go flying with a buddy, who is a pilot, we do it all the time. Suddenly we just lean over and say, Steve, you just had an engine failure. Oh, fuck, yes, great laugh, yes, okay, right, best glide. I'm going to put it down on there. But you don't do it with passengers. And you don't actually switch the engine off unless you're a real bastard.
Just to scare them after death.
It's a bit choppy. It gets choppier closer to clouds.
Right.
Somebody just taking off from
I can see him, yeah.
Real experts can tell how high they already are by telling how far the shadow is apart, but
oh wow.
I'm not that expert. So now I'm climbing it at 90 to give the engine chance to just be a little bit more gentle on the engine. I don't want it getting too hot.
No.
In fact, we've only got 2,500 feet, so we might as well, because the first part of our journey is going to be a bit of a cruise.
Okay.
We might as well come back to 23 and 23, and then lean it and get this down to about 2. because it saves fuel.
Right.
So she's not going to climb quite so excitably because we're making much less power. But we'll settle out and work out where the bloody hell we're going. And look how hard this flying is.
Very.
You just do that. Now she's climbing all on her own at about 80 knots. So if I push the stick forwards, so I can see about that much bonnet. See the difference between the bonnet and the horizon?
Yes.
That should stop her going up. She should settle on about 95, and I'll need to give that a little wiggle. And what can we see?
Wow.
We can see, well, we can see the 7 estuary. I can just about see Wales.
Really?
Because I know where to look.
Oh, exactly. There you go, you see.
I think Glastonbury Tor might be dead on the nose, because I think that's the higher point around here. There's a tiny little pimple in the distance.
Oh, I see, yeah.
That might be Glastonbury.
Okay.
Look over on the wing there, there's Portland.
Oh, wow.
And I'll do a gentle turn to the left. In fact, I'll go all the way round to the left. So there's Portland. And
Right.
then you follow the Jurassic Coast along. There's a little dent in the Jurassic Coast,
Yeah.
which is Lulworth Cove. Follow it further a bit more round. There's Portland Harbour, Poole Harbour, which is all the bits which get messed about with.
Okay.
There's the Isle of Wight.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And that isn't France beyond it. When I used to take off from Rochester, I could see France.
Oh, my God. How wonderful.
There's Shaftesbury. The airfield is down on your extreme side. And of course, because we're recording the track, we'll see this. Shortly after he took off, he did a 360-degree turn.
Oh.
And so, if we come to pull into the west, actually I'll tell him what we're up to.
Golf Romeo Romeo, clear of the zone to the west, remaining on frequency, back in about 25.
Once Romeo Romeo leaving the zone, didn't catch the other.
I'm at 22, it's just going to be passing slightly to
The reason I couldn't hear anything is I had this volume turned right off.
on QNH 1020.
Good job it wasn't important. Right. Now then, I was up here earlier,
Right.
and the ground looks broadly the same.
Request joining information.
And
26 to the right hand, the QFE is 9 and...
we're heading mostly west.
26 right hand.
There it is, I know those lakes.
We will join overhead.
Right.
Bang on the nose is Henstridge Airport, or actually slightly to the left.
Compton Radio, this is
The best way to recognise it is that it's the only thing which has got any sort of grey or white buildings, and you can't see the runway yet, but you will in a minute.
Okay.
It is bang on the nose. It's sort of halfway between the nose and the horizon. There's a building with a white roof, and to the left of it, there's a bit more space,
Okay.
and that is Henstridge Airport.
Oh.
So remember, I was here a little bit earlier on.
again, Bravo, Yankee leader.
So what we'll do is we'll find the A30, because I've tried this once before. If we find the A30, then we can't miss Sherborne, can we?
Oh, okay.
So here we are flying along, and I'm not controlling it, and it's going down a bit at the moment, but I think it'll sort itself out. Because it's going down a bit at the moment, it means it'll go faster, which means it'll start going up. If she's a well-trained aeroplane. Maybe she's not a well-trimmed aeroplane. Basically, I'm not qualified to fly in clouds.
Right.
I don't have an instrument qualification. So that is pointless for me, because that's the artificial horizon. When you're in a cloud, you have to use that, because you don't know which way up you are.
Okay.
But obviously I need to know my altitude, and it's nice to know my speed, and it's nice to know whether I'm going up or down, and this is just telling me about the engine, and that's telling me the engine's happy.
Okay.
Here's Henstridge. Can you see a bit more noticeably now? That you can see a runway, yeah?
Yes.
And so the A30 runs just to its north.
All right.
And it is the bigger road around. So, I mean, you know, there's a lane on just about every hedge, but the A30 is a bit bigger.
Right.
And have you got the A30 yet? I have. It comes out of this little village here, and it tracks along there, then along there, and I can see a white car going across it. It goes past something which is a bit square, looks like a garage or a cafe. Hang on, we'll come round a bit. Actually, we're going to fly across the A30 because I don't want to fly too close to... See these lakes here?
Yeah.
There's the A30 there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I don't want to get too close to Henstridge, especially because there's an aeroplane over there.
Okay.
And it's one of my instructors. So I don't want to get too close because otherwise they say, what are you doing flying so close to Henstridge without talking to her? But there's the A30 going over there.
Right.
I'm keeping an eye on him. We've got 2,000 feet. He's got 2,000, a few hundred feet, so I don't know what he's up to. He still seems to be climbing to me. We'll now turn in to follow the A30.
Sarah X-ray joining overhead. Descending 10
Sometimes you can incite people to come and play.
Crosswind, runway 26.
No, don't know where he's off to. But there's no radar, there's no air traffic control. It's a big sky and we keep our eyes peeled.
Yeah, you have to, definitely. Wow.
So we're following the A30 along. What's
Yes.
the next town away from Henstridge? Is that Sherborne town? No. No, I know what that is. That's the port. Sharon called it. Milbourne Port.
Oh, Melbourne Port.
Yeah.
Melbourne Port.
I think that's Milbourne Port.
Okay.
And then the A30 goes past it to the north and carries on out that way.
Yeah. That's right.
And so I think that down there is possibly Stalbridge.
Could be Stalbridge, yeah.
And there's another aircraft there.
Oh, right.
Sunday afternoon, they're all out. And I don't know what place that is, but it's a bigger place. So because I seem to remember that the castle is to the south of the A30, I'm going to go across the A30 so it's on your side.
Okay.
And you're happy with these? What is it going on with these headsets? You've touched your headset. Not as much as Sharon did.
Golf Papa Victor Charlie Victor is ready for departure.
You should just sit.
Okay.
She'll forget it's there. Right, so there's the A30.
Yeah.
I don't know where the A30 goes when it gets into those woods. Oh, it looks like it goes through a bit of a steep bend. It looks like it goes left and then right, does it?
Yeah, that's right.
I like the look of that for a motorbike. So is that Sherborne itself over there?
Agree.
There's a lake beyond it.
Or the lake is where the castle is.
No, there's a bigger lake there.
Oh, is there a bigger lake
Yeah.
there? Okay.
I think we're quite close to the castle. How would you recognise, I don't know Sherborne, how would you identify it from the, has it got a football field or a cricket field or?
Oh, God.
I've got the castle, I think.
Castle's really the main thing there.
Yeah.
The playing fields and everything.
There's a big chunky house and there's a line of poplars. Can you see something with sort of dark green roofs between us and this town?
Yeah.
Beyond it, there's a bigger building.
Yeah.
That might be the castle. Or that might not be Sherborne. Pretty certain it is.
I was going to say, it's so different when you're up here.
It is.
It's really strange.
Golf Papa Victor Charlie Victor is departing circuit to the north. Thanks for your help. Bye.
Sure that's not Melbourne Port?
Fairly short. You're the local.
Well, yeah, but up here it's a bit different.
I don't want to get too close to Yeovilton, just in case, because I haven't got them on frequency. I'm going to head away from there and we'll have a look on a proper map. I can see the sewage farm, if you know where that is.
No.
Right, I know.
Not one of my local
I did fly with a sewage engineer, and he knew where all the sewage farms were, and it was a great way to navigate. Compton Abbas. Sherborne.
Okay.
Milbourne Port. I'm sure that's Sherborne. But what it is it's reasonably close. I get a bit higher. So, when I look at the shape of that yellow blob,
Yeah.
that looks like the shape of that town down there.
Right.
Now I come into Sherborne from a road there and I see the castle. There's a railway line going through Sherborne as well, isn't there?
Yes.
Straight, final two.
Right.
One ahead.
And there's the A30.
Right.
Roger, it's west southwesterly of 5. Go Sarah. Yeah, it's X-ray.
How fucking annoying is this? Maybe it is that lake. I may have been wrong. I don't think that's Milbourne Port, but that's a hell of a country home down there.
Yeah, I know it is.
Maybe this lake is the lake that I thought it was. When I've flown down here, I've flown much further than there, and I've used that as a waypoint. So let's get it. Yeah, there it is. Look, I can see the structures.
Yeah, you can even fake it.
Right, okie dokie.
That's definitely, yeah. Wow, that's...
Yeovilton, Golf, Golf, Romeo, Romeo, Romeo for a basic service.
There's the old ruins, look.
Yeah.
Yeovilton traffic, Golf, Golf, Romeo, Romeo, Romeo is a red bulldog currently doing orbits over Sherborne, about 2,000 feet. Yeovilton traffic.
Right. I didn't think there would be anybody there. It's just that we're a bit close to Yeovilton over there, and they've got their own controlled airspace, so I changed frequency.
Okay.
So, there we are.
So cool. Oh, wow.
So I'll find your place in a minute, now that I've got here. There's the old place. Oh, it looks nice. I haven't been round there. There's the railway line coming in.
Yep.
Let's go over to your place. Got it. I think I've got your place already.
Wow.
You haven't got your lights on, have you?
No.
Your fairy lights.
Not
Right, I'm tipping
Saturday.
it right over to this side.
Right.
Go over the railway, round over there a bit. Long straight line of, you're quite close to that football field, or that cricket pitch, aren't you? So isn't that the line of terraces? No, I haven't got it.
No, it is up
Right
there.
here. They're all white, aren't they, the terraces?
There it is, the blue one.
Yes.
Because that's
Blue
all
football.
the new houses behind.
Blue football field, yes. And which is your actual house?
One of the blue ones. Where the telephone box is.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Excellent. I'll do that next time I bring Sharon out.
There's my car on the front.
Still there then.
Yeah.
Be so cool. 999. Somebody's just nicking my car. How do you know? Well, it's just been driven off my drive. Why don't you do something? Because I'm 1,000 feet above it in an aeroplane. I can follow it if you like.
There's the boys' school, the quadrangle.
Excellent. Right, so Steve has explored this place a bit more. Jolly good. We've done that. Let's get a bit more height, shall we? You right?
Not really, no.
You feeling a bit wobbly? Just in case. All right.
Okay.
It can happen. It's to do with the bumpiness. There's air there. Just like in a car, if you turn that knob, I can't reach it.
That's, yeah.
In fact...
Wow. Sorry.
No, it happens. That might help.
Wow. I haven't felt long time.
No, it happens. It does happen. And although it's not happened to me, just to cheer you up, I know exactly how it works. And if you do wind up throwing, you'll feel brilliant afterwards.